Well, good morning guys, and welcome to Boona, just outside of Brisbane. We've come out to go for a bit of a ride today with a couple of the boys, and we met out here nice and early. Cold ride out here before the sun's come up, but thankfully now the sun is up and we're not as cold. And today we're gonna snake along the Queensland-New South Wales border a little bit from here, and head across to Stanthorpe along rabbit-proof fence along there apparently, and out around Warwick, and sort of snake our way back in along the range, and come back in towards Ipswich, and yeah, see what sort of trouble we can get up to. But looks like we're gonna be in for a good day weather-wise. Once it warms up a little bit, we'll hopefully be able to drop a couple of layers off and hook in and enjoy. But not real familiar with these tracks out here. Steve up in front on the T7, he's mapped it all out for us, so he's done a bit of it before and knows where we're off to, so we'll follow him along and see where we get to. Okay, so we found a bit of the start of the dirt roads for the day. This will be mostly what today is going to be about, just dirt back roads, and hopefully we might find some more sort of remote tracks, but the majority of the riding today is just going to be these sort of dirt access roads between properties out in the sticks out the back here, and nothing outrageous. Maybe a bit later in the day, once we get a bit further out, the tracks will be a bit different, but for the most part it's just going to be gravel roads and just a nice ride on a Saturday. Obviously it's been a little while since I was out on the bike. The last real ride was the Simpson Desert trip, which you will hopefully all seen by now. If not, go back and check it out. But yeah, so that was May, so it's been a couple of months since I've been on the bike. It's just been sitting in the shed looking at me and wanting to get out. But since I come back from that trip, we've been fairly busy with work, so time hasn't really permitted, and today I've made a bit of an exception and told the boss, too bad, we're going riding, so I'm having a weekend off. Yeah, this is what it's going to be today. Nothing outrageous, just nice to get out and catch up with some blokes and go for a ride. Really starting to like how these steg pegs work too. Since putting them on for the desert, I figured out how to lean back on them and how to lock the boots on them, and on uphill sections like that, the camera doesn't show how steep this little hill that we're going up is. You can really hook them in and lean back on them and accelerate the bike, and they just keep you in place. Beautiful out here. Look at the countryside. Absolutely stunning when the sun comes out. Now on the way into Boona already this morning, we've seen a couple of groups of bikes, so the weather's certainly encouraging people to come out for a ride, which is good. We might see a few more bikes as the day progresses. Too fast on these tracks, you get ahead of yourself and you run out of brakes into the corners. So yeah, just the three of us today. Steve up in front on the Yamaha T7, myself on the 690, and behind me is Trevor. He's riding a KTM690. So all similar sized bikes. So good, you know, good mix across that size, I guess. Let's have a look. I quite like the T7. I just don't really like it, yeah, or the 790 even for that matter. Just their weight is what scares me away from going to a bike that size. Is when I do the solo trips, having to pick those bikes up, especially if you're doing the desert, again and again and again, I think would they'd get pretty heavy pretty quick. Like this thing's, yeah, the 690 is definitely heavy enough for me. And I've had a few of you ask how do you like it for the highway stretches, and it's not a bad bike for it. It is a little bit slower obviously than the V-twins, and a little bit more vibey, and it doesn't quite have the highway manner that some of those the slightly bigger bikes or the V-twin bikes have. But for me personally, what it lacks there, it makes up on stuff like this, or yeah, once you get it into the more technical stuff, it's a lot easier bike for me to handle. Maybe one day I'll go over to the V-twin and slow down a little bit, but in the meantime, I think this bike I'll be on it for a fair while yet, I think. We can't get Steve on camera today. It's actually pretty windy today, and I believe there's weather warnings for along the coast, but even out here already early today, it's quite windy, so that'll help keep the dust down, I guess. But yeah, you feel it when you're riding around. Every now and then we pop out into an open section and you get a big gust of wind. So I don't know if the camera picks it up, but they do sound good, them T7s, when you put a pipe on them. Head. I know where we are. So unfortunately the Condamine River Road is shut, which is unfortunate. It would be a good one to do, but unfortunately no go. One day. One day I'll get to go out there on a bike. There we go, this guy. That's a big bird. Big wedge tail. So we're just on the road up from a place called The Head. It's just a little area, and this road comes up the range to past Queen Mary Falls. Ideally, yeah, if you're in this area, you'd like to go through probably the Condamine River Road, but the road through from The Head to Killarney via the Condamine River Road is shut. So this is the only way through here. It's all bitumen, unfortunately, but it's a nice scenic ride. Good views because you're following the top of the range, and yeah, it's sealed. It's a pretty good road, nice and windy. It does have a bit of a low speed limit, so something to be mindful of if you come up here and want to be a little bit spirited. You do so at your own risk, but yeah, it's a nice ride, and that you end up in the same spot. It's not quite as adventurous as the Condamine River track, but it's also bloody cold, and the Condamine River track's 13 river crossings. We guaranteed, my boots aren't waterproof, so I don't have water in my boots, and water in the boots on a cold day is not real fun. You have cold feet all day. They're cold enough. So anyway, we're just coming into the falls area now. We might regroup. I think we've lost Trevor off the back of the group, so we'll regroup and head out through Killarney, and then we'll snake our way through to Stanthorpe. Stop in Stanthorpe, and we'll probably get some fuel in Stanthorpe. Alright, now we're in the bush proper. Hey. Oh, what have we done? It's got confused. I'm just having a GPS moment, I think. Didn't like it? Like that. Go against the left. Up on the peaks through here. I think we just an option of 2 tracks through here. This one stays a little further away from the border fence, and is a little bit quicker. The other one, apparently it crosses the fence a few times. There's gates and stuff, so this way is allegedly a little bit further, but should be a bit quicker. Oh, you bastard! Got me. Well, let's get the camera back up. That's on film. Right, try not to do that again today. It's never any fun when you fall off. Just some boggy stuff and put the front wheel in and down I went. Anyway, that's adventure riding, right? It looked like Trevor was having a bit of fun there getting bogged too. Come on. Oh, boggy sand. Had to have a bit of an old man nap.
This was on that ride.
Yep.
This was supposed to be the easy.
Ah, righto.
Yeah.
That would have been very hard if it was any wetter. Oh, that's boggy. Yeah, Trevor's still back there. Oh, this would have been a hell of a ride through here when it was wetter. Easy to be off the side of the track than down in the wheel ruts. Oh, there we got some mess in front of us here. What's Steve come up with? I was thinking about that side, yeah, I don't know. Boggy probably. The big 790. Steve's off investigating. I think it's more of the same. Hey. Oh, it's getting worse. I think I'm going to get bogged in here. I can actually feel the bike sinking. I only want to get to just there. Wow. Holy dooly. That's a boggy bit. Through the gate and long big feedlot over there by look at it. There's a bloody big shed. Righto, hopefully we're out of the mud. That last 5 kilometres has been fairly hectic. Filmed a little bit of it, but got a little bit busy helping drag the other boys through too, so it's hard to run the camera and drag bikes out of the mud before they get bogged, so just sacrifice getting a little bit of footage just to help each other out. You wouldn't want to be there on your own. I got proper bogged. I had the whole back wheel under mud, and if I was by myself, yeah, would have to probably lay the bike over and try and drag it out. So apparently this track we're following was part of a 2-day ride, and it was listed as the easy/intermediate track. Now I'd believe that if it was dry and didn't have the bog holes in it, but yeah, with the bog holes it's yeah, it's a little bit fierce. Anyway, the three of us may do. The guys on the bigger bikes are getting along just fine, and they sent me in as the guinea pig into the mud, and I got stuck, so they knew that the line I took was not the one to use. But anyway, now it looks like it's dried up a bit here and we can start to enjoy it again. If anyone's looking for an old 60, there's one right there. There's blokes in there. I'd say they might be out timber cutting or something, just enjoying the sunny day. Anyway, we've just done a little bit of a bitumen section and gone past where we would have linked up if we'd followed the other track. Now we're on, couldn't tell you the name of this road, but this one should go all the way through almost to Stanthorpe. Oh, there's a big log sticking out the front of that. Oh, I feel like it did come on. I just stopped and turned my fuel taps, and I hope to beat the fuel light, but it's just come on, so we'll keep a bit of an eye on that. I don't think I turned them off. I think I turned them on. Usually when the fuel light does come on, it takes sort of a few minutes for it to shut off again. Pretty sure I had them turned off the right way. No. Now it's open. Just double check that they are open correctly. I honestly hadn't touched these since coming back from out at the Simpson, so they should have all been open, except the front tank, which I had isolated. Alright, should be all open now. The boys look like they're just looking at the map. You can see us there, following that green line. Alrighty, coming back soon. Okay, so fuel light has gone off with 194 k's or something thereabouts. Yeah, 193.5 fuel light come on, so not too bad. This track's turning it on. Trevor here, he's a little bit slower than myself and Steve, but he's doing bloody good. Ooh, led me straight on the square edge there though. It's when you try to film, you get up behind everyone, you don't necessarily get a good look at the line. There's Steve up in the foreground. So there's been a bit of a wardrobe change after that muddy section, and now we're into this slower stuff. The guys, myself, finding it warm, so a lot of that gear we had on this morning to keep warm on the way out to Boona is coming off, getting stowed away. And we'll see how we go. But yeah, this is good bush riding through here. I haven't done this track before. Steve has, and this might be, if we're out this way, might become more of a regular, I think, because this is a good one through here. Usually we take a little bit of a highway section, which is quite boring, and this track's turning it on, so I think this one will become a regular when we're out here, because this is a lot more enjoyable than just following a bit of highway along. Boggy section. Steve looks like he's made a good decision there. Go up and go around it before you end up in it. Whoop, tree. And we're all through fairly easily. I'm getting thrown mud at me. Sand, it's got it all. Oh, look at the ruts through here. Quite a whistle to them, the 790. I don't know if that's induction noise or what it is, but yeah, it sounds pretty good. This one would be a good track on a small bike like a WR or KTM690. Whoop, where's he going? There he is. Yeah, enduro bike would be good fun through here. You could go a bit harder than on the adventure bikes, but still bloody good fun on these. We both hit the same thing. Stick hanging off his boot. I thought it was hanging off his pannier rag, but it's hanging off his boot. Hey. I think we're all having a bit of fun along here. Trev's not too far behind. Whoops, whoops, whoa. You stopped. I wasn't ready for you to slow down. Alrighty, so we've been into Stanthorpe and got a little bit of fuel for the next leg, and come out, and we're now on, I think this is Mount Garnett Road. So the roads now, unfortunately, I think they're we're out of that bush sort of riding, and we're just now onto more of these dirt roads, sort of fire trails through the forestry and that out here. I'm not too sure exactly what they're going to be like for the rest of the day, but it's been good going so far. Everyone's having a good time, so we've got another hour or so, I think, hour and a half, and we're going to get to our lunch stop. I forget the name of where that is, but apparently there's no fuel there, so well, we've had to carry, you know, I've had to fill my tanks up, and that's why Steve's carrying a little bit of fuel. I think Trev on the 790's got just enough range to do it, so yeah, we'll just poke along and enjoy the sunny weather, I guess, and see where we end up. But certainly been a good morning so far, and promising to be a good afternoon of riding. Ooh. That's the problem with the 690 with a full front tank. It doesn't have enough front brakes. Those boys both got twin front rotors, and I've only got a single, so when I put all that extra fuel up the front, it just is one thing I've noticed. It just does, this bike doesn't have enough front brakes. Other than that, it's bloody brilliant. If someone could come up with a twin front rotor for it, I'd be pretty interested. That's the one thing that lets this bike down, is yeah, when it's loaded with fuel, it just doesn't have enough braking power, I find, if you're in a hurry, to wipe off the speed without losing the front. So you just got to kind of ride to that a little bit. It's great for when you're out remote and you can see, but yeah, you come into these corners a bit hot with this fine gravel on the road. I can't quite get enough. Ooh. This one I can't run wide because there's a gate. Stanthorpe Wild Dog Spur Fence. There you go. Alrighty, we're off the main road and still going to parallel the fence here and see how many gates we get to open on this track. Whew. It's not so bad when there's three, at least you're not getting off and opening and shutting every gate like when I was travelling solo, but there's still been a lot of gates to open and close today. Stand up, away we go. That hasn't rained for a while, there's still a bit of water about. It's just good fun, you know? Those of you who are lucky enough to get out every weekend, you know, I envy you. I really have to savour every time I come out, being that it's sort of a once every few months event. If I can get, you know, 3 or 4 rides a year in, I'm pretty happy. So for those of you who can come out every weekend or second weekend, you lucky buggers, you know. This is just it's a great pastime, you know. As long as you're not falling off and breaking shit or hurting yourself, it's not that expensive once you got a bike and set up, you know. You don't have to go and buy the most expensive bike to come out and do this. Well, yeah. Most of us do though, you know. Like a 790 is not a cheap bike. T7, even the 690, by the time you mod it up, I've got a fair bit in it, but you know, what else are you going to do? Sit at home on the couch and watch Netflix all weekend? Bugger that. Ooh, whoops. A few big ruts along here. Yeah, looks like Steve's found a gate up here. So he came in with a bit of carry on too. Yeah, I'm finding when I do that is I tend to dive where the bike goes. Might have to sit down when I hit them. Don't know. If anyone's got advice for how to do boggy ruts, drop it down in the comments, because I am proving today that I'm shocking at them. So just catch me and away I go. Hey. There has been a group through here who've had a lot of fun. There's a lot of power slides into the... What? Whoa! Easy. Launching her. She's not really a bike that likes to jump. Especially when the front tank's full. Oh, there's a bit of a drop at the end there. Okay, the boys have shot off while I've changed the battery. We just noticed under the gate there's a little bit of digging from the rabbits, so maybe the rabbit proof fence isn't so rabbit proof, but anyway. I don't know. Back underway. That last section was a little fun. Unfortunately, the battery ran flat towards the end. A little whoops. We've been having a bit of fun jumping them. You know, these bikes are a little bit heavy to jump like that, but it's still fun to get, you know, a few feet of air off them. Anyway, put my head down and catch up to the boys. No doubt there'll be another gate up here somewhere that we're going to have to go through. Give me a chance to catch up. They're not that far ahead. But yeah, back out of the farmland and into this forestry again. National Park. I'm not sure the name of the national park. I'll look that up later. But yeah, it's beautiful out here. Crazy. Alright, what are we up to? Okay, as we on another track now, heading away from the fence. It's the terrain's changed quite a bit. Quite coarse rocks, big rocks, and very dusty out here. So pretty well maintained twin track though. There, going deeper into the forest. Sure where Steve's leading me. Almost bull dusty. It's very dusty. I might drop back, save the air filter a bit. Might be able to get a look at what we're actually riding on too, rather than just clouds of dust. Yeah, that's a bit better. Finally, a gate that was open. Two gates that are open. So I've just parted way from the other guys after lunch. Well, it was a very late lunch. We finished having lunch about 3 o'clock, so we decided we didn't really have enough time to finish the tracks we had planned today. We lost a fair bit of time this morning on that allegedly easy, the intermediate track was all boggy and muddy. So we lost a bit of time there, and meant we didn't get to finish the tracks we had planned this afternoon, but that's all right. You know, we sort of hooked in and done about done nearly 200 kilometres home on bitumen, but we took a bit of a zigzag route through north of Warwick and through the farmland, so it wasn't all completely boring, and then down the range. But all in all, yeah, really good day with the guys. Hopefully it won't be so long until I get out next time, and I'll try and get another video out. Anyway, until next time guys, enjoy. Catch you later.